Hello and welcome to episode 34 of the 71st Hour podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jamie, and as always, joined by my two fantastic, flexible co-hosts, Seto, Ben and Nathan. I don't know why I said Seto. Man, it's been a while. I'm
also,
so rusty.
Flexible.
I don't know. This just, flexible working, like flexibility.
What have you been doing?
Not like actual flexibility, like just like, I don't know. I don't know, man. What's the first?
I don't know. I feel like some of us are flexible people here. I feel like some of us could touch our toes when we're stretching. You know what I'm saying?
Can do that.
Could do that. Yeah.
I used to be able to fold into myself when I was younger. Like I could just, like imagine my legs are here, right? I'm sitting,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
I could just go like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do it anymore.
Yeah. Are you that flexible now?
Probably not.
Probably not.
It was
Yeah.
a kid's thing.
Yeah,
it was
true,
a child's
true.
thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't even know
Damn,
how
we
I
are rusty.
figured out that. I don't know how I figured out I could do that either.
You just did it one day.
Yeah.
You just did it.
Anyway,
You just-
I've actually got
yeah.
a funny story,
Mhm.
and it's not gaming related at all.
That's
so. I had an experience
Mhm.
on Thursday. So I'm leaving work, right?
Yeah.
Getting the train, and I always go to like the front of the train because a lot of people like don't bother
Yeah.
going all the way to the front, so there's always seats there.
Yes.
And I was like, look, I looked up at the board where all the times are, and I was like, oh, like it's like a minute. This train's my train. Like I got here just in time.
Yeah.
And I'm like leisurely walking to the front of the train, and I'm like, it's only a minute. Like I got 60 seconds, but I'm not really thinking about it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
whatever. I got my headphones on, so I'm not hearing the door beeps when it says beep beep beep. You know, when the doors are about to close.
Yeah.
So like I get on the train, and the door shuts, and my bag was in the door. And so I'm like, I had to fucking yank the door open to get my bag. So I got stuck in the train doors. Well, my bag did. I did.
So you
but
were
it was
walking
like.
outside of the train, like trying to walk to
So
the
the
front
good
of
thing
it.
it wasn't like it didn't close on like the straps. It closed on the bag. So it was
so
like
it didn't like get caught. Yeah.
no,
yeah,
it wasn't like the doors have closed and like there's a tiny and the bag is on the outside of the train. That would have been fucking terrible. I would have been so scared.
Mm-hmm.
It was like it was stopping the doors from closing. But
Yeah.
I still had to like it. The doors didn't like be like, oh, someone's there. I need to open up again.
Oh, yeah, no,
which they
train
should
doors-
do.
Yeah,
They do.
sometimes
They
those-
just take like 5 seconds to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's because then I was like, what?
I've
the
seen
fuck?
people try to ram their bodies through them, and the door keeps closing on them, and then after a couple of
Yeah.
seconds, it goes, "Oh, okay, fine."
Yeah, like can't shut my door.
So yeah, I got trapped in
nearly
a
got
train
killed.
door for a second, and I was
You got
like,
killed.
and I was like leisurely, like not really thinking about it. I was like, I want to get on this fucking train. I don't give a shit about being stuck in these doors right now. And everyone just looked at me like, what the fuck? And I was
Yeah,
like,
what are you doing? What's this guy doing?
just got, I sat down, got my book, started
Yeah,
reading.
yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck. I'll never
So-
see these people again.
So you nearly died.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
it was very, very weird because like when the doors were shutting, I was like, what do you mean they're fucking shutting? And I was just because I had my headphones on, you know,
They
couldn't hear.
Yeah,
AirPods
yeah.
are in. Couldn't. Like, I can't hear me.
Did
Can't
you
hear
think
anything. that's
AirPods are
going
in?
on. So I learned a lesson. Probably just don't have my headphones on when I'm boarding a train.
Do you have AirPods? I thought you would. I thought you'd be more of like a over ear. type of, headset.
Well, I've got both.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, because I just got like the over ear, the
Yeah.
Max.
They're both AirPods.
Yeah. Yeah.
Technically both AirPods. So now I have the over ear, but I did have like the in ear.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, I prefer over ear, obviously.
Over is so much
but
nicer. It is so much
It
nicer.
is. But I feel like I feel a bit extra.
Do
Like
you?
I feel like I'm making a statement by wearing over ear
But
headphones in public.
I feel like wearing AirPods is just you're kind of an ass. You know what I mean? I feel
But
like
everyone's wearing them, so I feel like I'm just an
Yeah,
ass with
true.
everyone else.
you're
Like,
just, everyone's just being an ass.
but I feel like when I have the over ears on, like I feel like people look at me like, oh, look at this guy fucking showing off with his over ear headphones. No, like, you know, obviously they're expensive as well, but
Mm.
just even any over ears. Like if I brought like fucking I don't know, Astro A40s, you're like, oh, look at this fucking asshole wearing over ear
I don't know.
headphones.
I don't know if it's like you guys are like too old. You guys are too old to actually have this. But like when I was in school, there was a big thing where kids would bring like HyperXs to school, and then like you would wear that, and that kid would always be just like shot out for being just kind of an idiot.
I don't
for
think we
bringing
ever had the spaz that wore gaming headsets.
No.
Yeah.
No, we didn't
yeah,
have that. No, we didn't have one of those.
Yeah.
Everyone just had like the well, because back then phones came with plug-in
Oh, true,
headphones.
they
So
do,
everyone just
yeah.
had like I mean, if you had an iPhone or
You
an
had, like,
iPod,
yeah.
I guess you had like the what are they called now? The earpods?
Earpods. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wore proper headphones. I used to skateboard every day with my Logitech ones.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? That does ring a bell. Yeah, that does ring
They
a
were
bell.
I
smashed
do-
up though.
Yep. I
What
do
happens
have
when you
my,
skateboard with over ears? They fall off.
Yeah, that would happen.
I have my Sony WXs. They've been lasting me since I was literally in high school. I've had those for a very long time. So yeah, but yeah, I had kids in my school that would wear HyperXs and whatnot, and yeah, they were bullied because of it. But you know, it's just
Yeah, that's totally deserved, to be honest.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we want to like make that a message of like, yeah, it's deserved if you. But,
Bully
hey,
the
maybe
kids if
maybe
they
they're
wear
in a
gaming
poor
headphones.
family. They only have those headphones. They've got to use them. You know, just gaming headsets have got good audio quality to an extent. Maybe
Yeah, I know,
not
it's
really.
just weird though. It's just weird seeing a kid walk around with HyperXs. You know?
Well, I mean, HyperXs now they don't look that different from other headphones. do
No,
they?
it was just I don't know.
Is it just the
something weird.
colors? Because they got
No,
the
they
red.
do. They look like gaming headphones.
It's also like it also has the giant X on the side of it, right? It has the giant X
Yeah,
on
that
the
does
side
look a
of it.
little bit like.
I think
But I
Steel
feel
Series are the
try-hard.
only ones that make headphones that don't look like gaming headphones, and
Yeah.
even some of them still do.
I think Audio Technicas.
Yeah, Audio
They're not
Technica.
gaming headphones.
Yeah,
They're
these
not, that's
aren't.
true.
Yeah, that's the
These
thing,
are
these
studio
aren't.
monitors.
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
true. That's a good point.
I love how we're like. I'm pretty sure. Are we all wearing Audio Technicas? We were all wearing Audio Technicas.
No,
Yeah.
Nathan doesn't have Audio Technicas.
Yeah, I do.
Don't you?
Oh,
yeah.
they are?
Yeah, those are Audio Technicas.
They're
Yeah,
just not the same as yours. They're
yeah,
the proper studio monitor rather than the music ones.
yeah,
The
yeah,
proper ones.
yeah.
I need to get some
They're
new
cheaper,
ones
but
because
they're,
like
Oh,
they're
dude,
not
hold on.
built for
You-
bass because I don't like the bass that yours have.
Yeah, dude, mine. I've
I
had
don't know
these for
the
so
difference.
long. I don't know if I could show you, but like the rubber on the inside is just all just.
I'm glad.
yeah,
I thought I
God.
had acid sweat, bro. Because like
Yeah.
these,
Custom pods. I bought these before they even started. They cost $30. They're
I need.
massive,
You could just get
chunky
replaced ones.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
well, they're
can
not even
replace them.
official ones. They're
Yeah.
third-party ones, but they're
Yeah.
Yeah.
squashy.
Oh.
So you don't
But
get
you can
headaches.
just like you can just take out.
Yeah, you
the
can. You
pad?
can take these
Yeah,
out.
you just
yeah,
rip
yeah.
it off
Okay.
and you
Yeah.
feed them back
I
in.
might do that because yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
'cause
rather
I-
do that than have to buy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
See, that's really good.
Yeah, I
because
looked it up
don't-
because I was curious and I saw that and I wasn't sure if like the third parties are like they're like oh it works
Yeah,
but it
that's really
doesn't
good.
actually work.
Yeah, because I don't. Because like I like the headset. I do like the headset. It's just this is a game.
See, the thing is, even up here, it's peeling.
it's starting to get
the
ruined,
top
right?
on the
Yeah,
band.
yeah. I might get the newer Audio Technicas because like these are kind of getting messed up a little bit. They're starting to get.
This
messed
is
up a
already my
little bit.
second pair.
What?
So, yeah.
Really? I've had this pair since like since like old PC. I've had this pair for a really.
They
long
were
time.
like, I think I don't know, like the thing, it got all like fucking worn. Like I don't know, maybe I just mistreat headphones.
Mine started
Yeah.
cutting out after 5 years, so I bought new ones. But I think that's a good amount of time for daily use.
I finally got a new
yeah,
mouse.
daily use headset.
You know
yeah,
how my mouse
100%.
was doing the thing where I couldn't aim down sight? It would
Oh,
like
is it
fall
doing it
out.
again?
I finally
Is it
got.
doing it again?
No, I got a new one. It's
Oh, you
just-
got a new one. Okay,
it's
yeah,
just
because
the
I
same,
do.
but-
Oh yeah, understandable.
It
Yeah,
sucks
dude.
though because
It's a
it
good
wasn't on
mouse.
special
It's
this
a good
time,
mouse.
so it was more expensive than the first one I got. I should have just gotten a
Really?
new mouse, but I was like, I just want what I know, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I feel like I
the
fucked up,
GTO wait, GTO-A or GTO-1 is that what it's
but-
called?
This is the G502.
G502. Thank you. It's a good mouse.
Yeah.
It's a really good
No,
mouse.
that's why I wanted to get it again. It's just
Yeah.
it just sucked that it fucked up like the right
Yeah.
click.
It's
And I
really
even
good.
tried to like clean it out. I was like, oh, maybe there's just fucking like gunk underneath it. I don't know.
You remember when we would play? I
No
forgot. I
gunk.
think we would play like BattleBit or something like that, and you just kept getting annoyed. Like
It was
hitting
so
the
annoying,
right
dude. Even
click.
raiding in Destiny, it's like, well, I'm not doing damage this phase because I
Yeah,
can't
I
aim down
just-
sight
yeah,
with my
I can't aim
sniper.
down
I can't
sight.
do anything. Like,
Yeah.
but it was funny because it would annoy me for a little bit, and then I was like, okay, I'm definitely gonna get a new mouse, and then
It would fix itself.
fixed itself. I was like, oh, it's fine now, and then it would do
Yep.
it again, and I'm like, and it got to a point where I was playing Cyberpunk, and I'm like, I cannot even deflect with my katana right now. I can't do anything.
Your mouse is literally gaslighting you. Think it's okay. It's
Yeah,
literally.
it was
gaslighting
bullshit,
you.
and it got to
Yeah.
a point where it was like, okay, this is not gonna fix itself
Yeah,
again. So I just
yeah.
had to
Understandable.
bite the bullet and do it.
There you go.
Anyway, we're doing a podcast.
yeah.
Stuff to talk about. But I think it's conversational. You know,
It's
it doesn't really
conversational.
matter.
Hey, it had some gaming work to it.
And then, there's only a little bit of news today. Like,
there's
you know,
not much
maybe the
to it.
biggest news of the year.
Yeah,
essentially,
it's, okay. It's not
yeah.
important news at all. We can just skip over it.
Just the idea that Microsoft has officially acquired Activision-Blizzard for $69 billion finally,
Yeah, that's
after
so much
20
money.
months. 20 months
Really?
of fighting people, fighting companies and
Literally
regulators.
boxing people.
I gotta say, do you think it feels a little embarrassing for like the FTC and the CMA to like fight them for this long and then be like, oh, okay. Especially the FTC, because they really had no case. Because their case was literally, well, what about PlayStation? Like they like, I mean, I read a whole bunch of stuff about that whole Microsoft versus the FTC, and they really didn't have much of a compelling argument. The CMA to a certain extent did, but even cloud stuff, it's like
I don't.
cloud
I
is
don't
never
think
going to
it's
be what
that-
everyone's using.
I don't think it's that embarrassing, but I do like it's definitely a blow for them. You know what I mean? Because like this is something that like you could like, but they didn't have much evidence, as you said. It was literally, oh, what are the PlayStation people? You know what I mean? That's all it was.
Yeah, it was literally like they were saying all these things that Microsoft could do, but the argument was PlayStation is doing those things.
Yes.
They are locking content behind deals and stopping people from playing games like they did with Final Fantasy 16, which we'll talk about later. Anyway, so I took basically Microsoft's statement about the acquisition. I probably won't read all of it. I'll probably just read a couple of paragraphs because it is long and it's sort of a bunch of PR speak, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is what they said today. We love gaming. We play games, create games, and know firsthand how much gaming means to all of us as individuals and collectively as a community. And today, we officially welcome Activision-Blizzard and their teams to Xbox. They are the publishers of some of the most played and most beloved franchises in gaming history across console, PC, and mobile. From Pitfall to Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Overwatch, Candy Crush Saga to Farm Hero Saga. I don't think we need Farm Hero Saga.
Yeah,
there, but
I
anyway.
don't think Farm Hero Saga is a big.
Their studios have pushed the boundaries of gaming for players around the world. As one team, we'll learn, innovate, and continue to deliver on our promise to bring the joy and community of gaming to more people. We'll do this in a culture that strives to empower everyone to do their best work, where all people are welcome and is centered on an ongoing commitment of gaming for everyone. We're intentional about inclusion in everything we do at Xbox, from our team to the product we make and the stories we tell, to the way our players interact and engage as a wider gaming community. And then they go on about talking about, creating worlds together. And the important thing here is sort of towards the end, where they say, today we start the work to bring beloved Activision, Blizzard, and King franchises to Game Pass and other platforms. We'll share more about when you can expect to play in the coming months. We know you're excited, and we are too. For the millions of fans who love Activision, Blizzard, and King games, we want you to know that today is a good day to play. You are the heart and soul of these franchises, and we are honored to have you as part of our community. Whether you play on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, or mobile, you are welcome here and will remain welcome, even if Xbox isn't where you play your favorite franchise. Because when everyone plays, we all win. We believe our news today will unlock a world of possibilities for more ways to play. Thank you for the ongoing support. We have so much more to come in the months ahead. I'm excited for the future and cannot wait to share it with you. Pretty good sentiment, I'd say.
It's good. Like reassuring that if no matter where you play, you're still going to get it. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
And naturally, they'd be as we've said many times talking about this, they would lose so much money.
So much money
if they locked Call of Duty away, for instance, from PlayStation. And it's funny because if PlayStation bought Activision Blizzard, probably wouldn't have the same kind of access for a lot of players.
Not at all. Yeah.
They don't have the cloud infrastructure to allow, you to play Call of Duty on your mobile device through cloud. And there's a whole bunch of different avenues. I think if anyone was going to buy Activision Blizzard, Microsoft is probably the best candidate. And, we're a little bit biased because we do have Game Pass. And that helps a lot because, you're not going to have to buy Call of Duty games anymore. You'll just be included with your Game Pass subscription. You assume there might be some weird stuff there. I am curious, about the possibilities of, do we see World of Warcraft get an Xbox port, or does it come to console? Does it? Do they do more? I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on this?
One thing I want to ask you guys immediately this, because I saw some people talking about this. Do you think the Battle.net launcher is still going to be a thing? Or do you think it's all going to go over to Game Pass and just going to stick on Game Pass?
I think it's interesting.
Maybe one day.
Where, there is a precedent for them sunsetting external launchers like that. Because Bethesda had their own launcher. That launcher no longer exists. And there was a time where you could take over your games from Bethesda to Steam. So I don't know. I feel like they probably will.
Yeah,
right?
I think
there's no need. I mean, Battle.net already, their games are coming to Steam anyway.
Yeah.
So
I don't think there's a point to having Battle.net anymore, especially if it's going to Game Pass. Still, if they push it and just have it all in one collective, just.
Yeah, I don't see a need for. I mean, Battle.net even from an Activision Blizzard standpoint has sort of, what they've been doing is kind of exclusively having Blizzard games on the servers for a little bit and then moving it, because Diablo 4, for instance, next week is going to be on Steam. Overwatch 2 came to Steam. You have to imagine at some point maybe World of Warcraft comes to Steam, possibly. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. It will be interesting, but I think it's sort of just an overcomplication to have Battle.net around still.
Yeah.
Um,
Look, it's like this is a good thing. Like as
For
as
the
a
most
person,
part.
for the most part, this is a good thing. As a person, as people that like play on PC and have Game Pass, this is an amazing thing. I can play any Call of Duty I want now, as long as they fix the servers and the RCE issues are going to be gone, which they will.
I mean,
Yeah.
as we discussed last night, they kind of have to. Like,
Yeah,
there's
it's
no
not
way
on
they're going to
Game
release
Pass.
these on Game Pass for PC when there's the potential that you'll get
An
hit with a
RCE.
vulnerability. You know,
Exactly,
like,
right? Yeah.
yeah, I don't see that happening.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely exciting, but I just hope that I don't know. It's weird because with Bethesda, I was like, I don't want Xbox to ruin their kind of workflow, and it doesn't seem like they've done that.
Yeah. No.
But I think with like Activision, I think there's more chances for like changing the way they work a little bit.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
as opposed to having 8 studios working on Call of Duty year in year out, maybe push those studios to make their own stuff. You know,
Yeah. Right.
allow
Like,
you know like you think about like like Moon Studios who did like the Transformers games for Activision, and then they became like a support studio for Bungie for Destiny, and then when Bungie went away to be independent for a little bit, they ended up being a support studio for like Warzone and Call of Duty. It's like
Yeah.
man, like when you like for instance when you boot up the Modern Warfare 3 beta, there is a list of like 8 studios
There
in
is
front
a
of you.
lot.
It's like the
There's a
majority
lot.
of Activision studios are working on Call of Duty like all the time, and it's like, man, I feel like you're not kind of unlocking their full potential that way.
Yeah. Mhm.
And it was so sad when like Vicarious Visions, who did, they did the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2 remake, when they got folded into Blizzard, and now they're just a support studio for like Diablo 4. It's like
Yeah.
like
Like
I understand you want to keep these live services like running and constantly giving content, but yeah, it's just disappointing. I feel
let
like
them breathe a little bit, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
yeah. No, I understand that. I understand, and hopefully they do get like some more freedom to do their own things around, to do their own things, and get their own freedom.
As I
to
said,
do
I want to
more.
see I want to see Treyarch do like something else.
So yeah,
I'd be
right?
really curious to see like what does a Treyarch game look like that's not Call of Duty, you know? Because they're a really, I mean, those studios are talented, man.
Yeah.
Like
Look,
Infinity Ward and
I know
Treyarch.
this is a full on cope thing. I know this is a full on cope thing. Okay. But a standalone zombies game, give that to me, please. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's
Yeah,
not. It's not. There's a
Because
dedicated enough
you would assume
community,
that would
but
like take the place of a Call of Duty annual release, right?
maybe I don't know. I don't know. Just give it to me. Just give. I want it. I want it.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna happen.
I
know
mean, do
it
you
is,
want it
but-
now after the majority of like the senior leadership who made zombies is gone?
Yeah, true. That's a good point.
Like the
Get them
majority of
back in,
those
get them back in.
developers have moved on.
Yeah, but yeah, no. It's like I don't know. It's that's a conversation for another day. That's a conversation for another day.
But
But
I just think I can only imagine like the crossovers. Like you will see a Master Chief crossover bundle in Call of Duty.
oh, true.
And you'll see the
100%.
Dooms. I mean, they already did a Doom bundle in Call of Duty this season, where you can get like the shotgun, and it's
Yeah.
like half frame rate, so it looks like the old school Doom. It's really cool.
That's sick. That's sick.
So I could totally imagine them doing like
God, yeah, all the crossovers you could do now with everything under Microsoft.
Totally.
Holy shit, that's insane.
man, just you know what I really want? Give Banjo Kazooie to Toys for Bob. Who've
Oh, true.
They did Spyro, they did Crash Bandicoot, like the remakes and then the full new releases. Like I think they would fucking kill a Banjo Kazooie game because they're really that you can tell they're really passionate about those old school platforming franchises. Like I
Yeah.
think they would nail that.
Okay, ready? Hear me out. Hear me out. Minecraft Steve in Warzone.
Yeah, it's a Minecraft crossover. It's
He's
like there's
just-
like
yeah,
blocks
he's
falling from the
just-
sky.
It's just Steve with a gun. He's just got an AK. He's just.
It's interesting they put Sekiro in this trailer.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that question because Sekiro's not. Is it on Steve? Microsoft?
Activision published it.
Oh, they did. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, cool.
I don't know if they own the IP though.
I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure From Software still owns the IP.
Possibly. Yeah,
Hold on,
I'm not
let me
sure.
look it up. Let me look it up.
Would be interesting though. I mean, you imagine Sekiro is going to come to Game Pass
Yeah.
because it's Activision published, so they can do that. Yeah, I'm just really excited for the day that they just show like a screenshot of all the Activision games coming to Game Pass like now.
Yeah.
Because it's going to happen probably within the next few months. You imagine like a lot of the old school stuff.
Mhm.
They've already said that Diablo 4 and Modern Warfare 3 won't be on Game Pass this year, which makes
Yeah.
sense. And I know last night I said that 2025 is when the deal with PlayStation ends. It's actually next year's Call of Duty.
Oh shit. Okay.
So Treyarch's Call of Duty game next year will not have a deal with PlayStation, which
Goddamn,
means
okay.
Game Pass day one. You sure?
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge.
Which is really
That'd be awesome.
exciting. Yeah, I think there's just a lot of opportunity for some really cool changes and
100%.
new entries in games that have kind of been left in the dust because of the giant train that is Call of Duty.
Yeah, exactly.
And also
Yeah.
just like to I don't know, revamp Call of Duty a little bit.
Yeah, like give it some more, instead of me the same shit every single year, just like kind of.
Modern Warfare 3
Like-
literally is the same.
It is, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like this is like other years I've been like, oh yeah, it's pretty similar. Like this is like
Exactly
like,
the same.
this is an expansion. Like this is
Yeah.
this is the same. This is the game again.
Yeah.
With a few tweaks here and there, which I'll talk about in a second.
Bro,
but
bring back jump packs. I'm kidding. Don't
bring
do
back what? Oh, jetpacks.
Yeah.
No thanks. Actually,
Yeah, don't
you know,
do
I think I'm good with that.
Do you know
I
what?
kind of be okay if they just if Infinity Ward just took the keys to Call of Duty and just ran with it, and then
Yeah.
you give like Treyarch. I just want Treyarch to do something else because
Yeah, like
they did some really great games back in like
They've done some
the
really
mid
cool
2000s.
shit.
Like they did the Wolverine game,
Yeah.
the X-Men Origins Wolverine, which had
Mhm.
no right being as good as it was.
Yep.
And yeah, they
think-
they did a bunch of weird shit back then. Like
Yeah,
I think
they
they did a
did.
Wolfenstein game, didn't they?
They did. They did.
Treyarch Games. They've done some really
They've done a lot. Just yeah,
obviously a
give
lot of
them-
Call of Duty. They did they did Spider-Man 3, the video game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
They did
Yeah.
they did Quantum of Solace, which wasn't a good game.
that was not a good. One.
Yeah, they did a couple of Spider-Man games. They did Wolverine. Like they've done some really stuff that I didn't realize was Treyarch.
Mhm.
Like they did they did Spider-Man 2 on the
Really?
Xbox and
I
PS2.
didn't
Yeah.
know that. Okay, there you go.
I'm not sure if it was they were the lead developer.
Shit. Okay.
See, like that's I mean, you think about like Spider-Man 2, like the movie tie-in game, like that kind of was the blueprint for Insomniac
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of what that game did has carried over into Spider-Man 2018 and then
Mhm.
Spider-Man 2 next week.
Yeah. Very
Um,
exciting.
This is I think this is mostly going to be a net positive.
Yes.
I just hope that they still keep a little bit of the DNA of these studios.
Yeah. Oh,
Because you always have to wonder
Microsoft-
like
Microsoft has been pretty hands off with Bethesda and whatnot. I think they need to be a little bit more on it with Activision, but I think they're still going to be pretty like you just do your own thing. You know what I mean?
I just like imagine a Treyarch made like not Doom, but like maybe Quake. Like I don't know, just
yeah,
give them some weird shit.
yeah, get something cool to do.
Give Treyarch like
Halo,
Fallout
No,
New
don't do that.
Vegas too.
Yeah, Fallout New Vegas.
I don't know, man. Just give them some weird shit. Like
You know
I
what?
honestly think that they're
You know what? This is what you do. Treyarch revives Anthem.
well, that's an EA franchise.
That's
so
it. Oh, true. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot. It's
not
Bethesda, yeah.
possible.
Not possible.
But yeah, Nathan, what do you think about all this? You excited? You
I
happy?
mean, yeah, it's more games that I'll be able to play that I normally wouldn't buy. Obviously, not going to be into them that much. Probably play them for like a few days and be like, cool. But that's the opportunity that I'm looking forward to, is be able to play them in the first place rather than just not spend the $100 because I
Exactly.
don't want to play it for a day and be like, yeah, cool, that was a waste.
Sure. Totally. Yeah, this is very exciting. I'm very curious to see where this goes. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, very big. Very big.
Long 20 months, gotta say. Long 20 months of just like, is it gonna happen? It's happening. Oh, it's not happening now. Oh, it's
Yep.
happening. On the other side of the pond, PlayStation announces a new look PS5 for the holiday season. So this is what they said on the PlayStation blog. As the holiday season approaches, we're excited to share that we have a new PS5 model launching. To address the evolving needs of players, our engineering and design teams collaborated on a new form factor that provides greater choice and flexibility. The same technology features that make PS5 the best place to play, or the best to play, never mind, are packed into a smaller form factor, along with an attachable Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive and 1 terabyte SSD for more internal storage. The new PS5 has been reduced in volume by more than 30% and weight by 18% and 24% compared to the previous models. There are 4 separate cover panels, with the top portion in a glossy look while the bottom remains in matte. if you purchase the PS5 digital edition, you can add the Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive for PS5 later. So yeah, this is the big thing, right? So you can get the digital and be like, well, actually, I got some PS4 games, or like games are cheaper, like physical, so I can like get the disc drive and like attach it and
What,
turn it
USB
into
disc drive?
basically.
Is that their big phenomenon?
I'm assuming it's USB-C, right?
Yeah, it would have to be. That's the only port that would
Yeah.
support Ultra HD Blu-ray.
So what's funny, right? That I don't have here. The vertical stand is not included
Yes.
with the new PS5. Only the
What, so
only
you
the
gotta lie it down if you just
yes,
buy it?
you have to use the horizontal stand that comes with it. The vertical stand is $50 Australian. If
It's
you
a
want to,
piece of metal.
it is a piece. You would hope it's metal, not plastic.
It looks
Not
metal.
like- yeah. I mean, $50. Surely it's metal. Not just like polished plastic.
Yeah, it's really polished.
The
plastic.
PS5 physical version is the same price that it is at the moment for now. It's like the 800 Australian dollars. The digital version is $680, which is $180 more than what I paid for the PS5
Yep.
back in 2020. And the Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive for PS5 is $160 if
So
you
that
want to
means that
attach it
if
on
you-
later on.
If you want to attach it later on, then you're spending over $900, nearly a
Yes.
thousand on.
So I mean, why would you not just get the physical version?
yeah,
Apart from it looking fucking awful, like God, the
I hate
digital
how
edition
slim
looks
it
so much
looks.
better.
Like, yeah, for me, I don't know, like it just.
I've never liked any PS5. I think they all look kind of whack.
Yeah, and I hate how slim this one looks now. Like, I feel like the chunkier look I like it a little more. I don't like how much it dives
Yeah,
in.
because they thinned the middle a lot, but they still needed
Yeah.
the cooling capacity at the top. So,
Exactly. So it's kind of just like it's a weird ice cream cone. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
kind of like it's very weird. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of the look at all.
The whole like design of the PS5 I haven't really liked at all. Like the
Yes.
whole design kind of yeah, that whole like idea behind how the PS5 looks, I've never really liked it. I think the PS4 is still the best looking Sony
PS4
console they've
looks really
made.
good. Yeah.
it blends
PS4
in.
The PS4 original, not the Pro, because the Pro had the rounded edges. Didn't like that. I like the
Yeah.
more sharp form factor. Yeah, I mean, I'm fucking not getting this. Obviously, like it's a PS5 but slimmer, and it's the plates work differently now, which is another thing. So I guess when they release like new limited edition ones, they're only going to be for this new PS5. I don't know. It's like the choice is nice, I guess, to be able to add a disc drive on later. But
How
Yeah,
do
I
you
think
add
that is
it
good
on?
that they're adding that official support.
Do you just take off the plate and put the plate with the disc drive
yes,
on? Is that what
yeah.
you do?
So the way they
okay.
showed it, there was a screenshot on it. It looks like it hooks in, and then there's obviously like a USB something to plug it
Yeah,
in.
okay.
Inside the on the inside of the disc drive.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it comes with the physical plate as well to put on.
Yeah. on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, I just really don't like how this looks, and
No,
I think
I
it's
don't.
ridiculous that it costs more, and with less stuff
In
included.
theory, like the plate obviously wouldn't work, but you could buy that physical disc drive for the old PS5 and just plug it in and put it next to it.
Yeah. I think
I don't. Well, yeah,
No
I'm
reason
not
it wouldn't
even.
be supported.
I wonder. Yeah, I don't know if it would work. I don't know.
Because it's the same console. It's just
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's like a software level thing. I
yeah,
don't
bro.
know.
If they did something like that, that'd be kind
They
of
might.
Yeah.
Look, it's the way the drive looks. Like I think it's a male to female. Like it's not like a cable.
Well, you
or
can
anything.
adapt. Well, if
Well,
wait,
you could.
oh, unless there's a port on the inside of that panel.
There's a port on the inside.
Okay, yeah, no, that's not working then.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird situation. And I think this is moving obviously more towards they're kind of wanting people to go digital, but also giving you the choice. Like I could imagine like the PS6 being digital, but with this capability to add on a drive. Like that'll just be the bog standard model going forward. Yeah, I think it's very funny that the vertical stand isn't included. Like
yeah,
it's very strange to me.
It's very interesting. The thing for me with like the PS5 and the issue that I have with it is that like every single gaming console I've seen beforehand, it's like it sits in nicely. You know, like you put on your TV, it sits in
blends
there.
in.
You don't really notice it. The PS5 is like a centerpiece. Like it really shows itself when you have it, and that's the issue I have with it. So like I think Nathan, you do the same thing where I just put it behind my TV.
Yeah, the
because
wall's white and the PS5 is white, so you can't see it.
Yeah, right. It's just so you don't see it, but like yeah, and then now it just
See,
and
now I'm not so against showing it off because it does have the Spider-Man plates on it, and it does
Yes.
like the Spider-Man plates look nice.
the Spider-Man place really nice.
but yeah, I just don't like the shape of it. Like I just want it to
Yeah.
be. I don't even like.
It's
Like
two
I don't like it.
concepts.
Vertical is obviously the best way to have it looking. I think. Like you guys don't have it horizontal, right?
No, I have
No.
vertical.
Yeah,
Cooling works better vertically
totally.
because it's meant to go in the sides and then up. It's
Yeah.
air convention goes up.
Yeah, I think I know it also looks better vertical versus
does.
horizontal, which is even more baffling that the vertical stand is
Yeah.
not included because that's
I
like,
think
and
that-
also the way they're showing it is with the vertical stand. Like
Yes, exactly.
it's clearly like they want you to have it vertically. The stand does actually work with all PS5 models as well, but
I think
it's just stand.
So what? All in your
Yeah.
$850 for a new PS5 with the disc drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep,
Hell
thing-
yeah!
that's the new price basically.
The
It's
thing
like upping
is-
the price without upping it. Yeah.
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 The thing is that like, I think the PS5 just looks too much concept. Like it's too much of a out there idea.
You know what the PS5 reminds me of? Like, you
What?
know when you used to see like this is the Xbox 720, like this
Oh,
is the next
true.
Xbox,
Yeah,
and it was
yeah,
like this
yeah.
fucking
Fan-made
like
shit.
cube with like LED lights. That's what the
Yeah.
PS5 reminds me of like like a shitty Photoshop concept
Yeah.
that unfortunately became real.
I gotta say the series, like Xbox Series consoles, look so good. I think
They
that
do.
they're like
Series
where
S
it's
looks
at.
great. I think
Perfectly
the Series
square.
Didn't they have
Just
isn't there like a
fits
new one? Isn't like the new
there's a
Xbox
black
coming out?
Series
It's
S.
a
The black
cylinder?
Series S looks really good.
Yeah,
Isn't
that'd
there
be
a
nice.
new Xbox coming out that's a cylinder? Is that a thing?
Well,
Or
that was
concept?
the leak was like the refresh is gonna be
Yeah, it just looks like
circular with no disk drive.
it looks like an air. Like
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
No,
We'll see
I
how
don't-
that looks, but
Yeah.
Well, they obviously got some community input into that, so they might not go ahead with it.
Yeah, they might just make
Yeah,
it back
it was
to a
also
square.
old. I think they said
Yeah.
like when the leak happened, they were like, "Oh, this is like a couple years old."
Oh,
So
okay.
it may be
Okay.
Yeah, you never
an
trust
idea
it.
of like they concepted and then by this point they've already switched it around and
Yeah.
it's back to being square. If it's smaller, like I don't know. I don't know. I just want consoles to go back to just being
I think the Series
box.
S is the nicest looking console.
totally.
Obviously, it's smaller and so it's less
Tiny.
powerful, but I think it's the nicest looking. And the X is also very nice, but these are just what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
That thing on the left, bro?
Yeah.
As I said, like that part of the reason I got a digital is because I actually hated how the physical
Yeah, it
looks
looks
so
terrible.
badly.
The physical with just like that tumor sitting on the side of it.
Yeah,
Like, it just looks
exactly.
so
It is
bad.
it has got a goiter next
Yeah,
to it. Like it is just
It
it's
looks so
and it looks
bad.
even worse now. Like
Yeah, 'cause
shit,
it's
that
so
looks
much
like a
bigger.
fucking Tony Hawk half pipe next to it, man.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Like
You
the
can
thing is,
grind on
since-
that thing.
with the older PS5 models, since it was so big, like it was just kind of like big on big, but this is slim and then there's big. Like that's
Yeah,
the issue.
exactly.
It's like it
Yeah,
doesn't make
I don't
any
know.
sense.
Sony, just go back to the rectangle next time,
Yeah,
please.
seriously.
Nothing wrong with rectangles. They fit into entertainment, like TV entertainment centers perfectly. Like
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
thing
like
does
they're
not.
just,
This thing
yeah,
doesn't
they're
fit.
just like fuck you. Work out where to put this thing.
Like I think the standard should be your console should be able to fit in IKEA furniture. If it doesn't, you're doing
Yes.
something wrong. This
Yep.
thing does not fit in any IKEA.
I even like
furniture.
when we went to Lucas' place, like his PS5 is like it's horizontal and it's like just like
Yeah,
jammed in there, like
smashed in.
yeah, like because it's just so in the way. Anyways, yeah, hopefully PS6 looks a little less extra.
Yeah.
Moving on to our last story of the day. Disney's CEO is reportedly being urged to consider turning company into a gaming giant.
Gaming.
This is from IGN, by the way. All is not well at Disney at the moment. CEO Bob Iger was hailed as a conquering hero when he returned to the company last year, but the media giant continues to suffer big losses in the box office and the stock market as it seeks to reverse its fortunes. Side note, it's probably because you keep releasing movies that are $300 million to make,
Yep.
and that's
Isn't-
very
isn't
difficult
it-
to
Nothing to
make
do with
back.
that.
Isn't the new Marvel's movie $300 million, but also like one of the shortest Marvel movies made at like an hour?
It
and
is the
40
shortest
minutes?
Marvel. Yeah, it's like an
Yeah.
hour and 40.
Yeah, hour
like
and
the
30,
shortest
hour and 40
Marvel movie.
minutes.
That's
It's
very short.
really short.
Which
yeah.
you know what? If that's good. You know, we need to keep applauding short movies.
I think 2 hours is a good amount for most movies.
Yeah, I think an
Some
hour
movies
40
some movies they're too long.
Well, I think an hour and 45 to 2 hours is a good distance for a movie. But like some movies, like how long was Oppenheimer? Was it Oppenheimer like 3 hours?
Oppenheimer's
Three
3
hours?
hours. 3 hours on the
Personally, I
dot.
think Christopher Nolan's movies are the only ones that should be 3 hours.
Yeah. I
And
can see that.
honestly, Martin Scorsese also can get away
True,
with it.
true.
Although I think
I haven't watched
The Irishman maybe a little bit too long.
Mhm.
Maybe it should have
Be a
maybe
little
been a limited series.
I think for a first time watch, Infinity War and
game.
Endgame were good 3 hour movies, but like second time watching, it's like,
Oh, it's a little bit of a slog.
God,
Yeah.
bruh.
Yeah, it's a slog. I feel actually I do think Infinity War. I do like watching Infinity War. I still like that one. Endgame.
Infinity War was what?
though.
2 hours 45?
2 hours like 45.
2:35? Yeah.
Endgame was 3 hours, but Endgame was a slog for me. Endgame I find is a little bit of a slog. Like I don't have that hype
Yeah,
anymore
Endgame
for
on the
it.
first watch is great, but I haven't
Yeah.
really. I think I watched it a couple times, but it sort of
Yeah.
gets a little bit more tedious the more I watch it.
Exactly.
I'm at the
Exactly.
point now with Marvel movies where I only really watch them once and that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't
Yeah.
even think I watched Endgame.
I
now.
don't even watch it once. I kind of see if it's good or
Yeah.
what. I just kind of go from there.
Yeah. Side note: Loki, very good. Season 2, very
Season
good.
2,
Oh, is
I
that
have
out?
heard season 2.
Yeah, 2
I
episodes
have
so
heard.
far.
I have heard
It's,
season 2
wait
is
for
actually
it to
doing
be
good.
out.
It's pretty fucking
Don't
fantastic.
want to waste my
Yeah.
money on Disney Plus for a couple of months.
That's fair enough. Yeah, they're actually
will-
upping Disney Plus too, which is fun.
Yes,
Oh,
they
that's
did.
I'll quickly state before this goes on. I think the other reason that Disney is also struggling is that with like the TV shows and whatnot, there's just other TV shows that are superhero and whatnot based that are better, like The Boys, right? The Boys,
Gen V, yeah.
Gen V, dude, it's just so good. Like it's just like you can't.
You know
it-
why? It's because they actually have a showrunner, which
Yeah.
the Disney Plus shows don't. They don't order a pilot. They just make a
Go.
$200 million movie, TV show, and they're like, "This is gonna make our money back." It's like, well,
Yeah.
no shit. It's a $200 million fucking TV show. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know
Only
how
HBO
Amazon
gets
does
away
it.
with that shit.
How do they make their streaming service so cheap? I guess because a lot of people buy Prime for delivery.
Amazon, yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's the
It's
Prime
only
that's attached to it.
$10. It used to
Yeah.
be $8 until like a few months ago.
Mhm.
It's so
it's
cheap.
just included with Amazon Prime, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So people have it as well as, but it's still crazy cheap.
Yeah, it's funny.
They
Like,
have their
I
own
don't-
music thing as well.
Yeah, I keep getting emails saying you're not using your Amazon Music. I'm like, I'm not
shit.
gonna use it. You're
Yeah.
gonna use it. That's why.
Yeah, why would I use it?
Yeah, and even Twitch Prime. Like, I probably, if I didn't have Amazon Prime, I probably wouldn't have Twitch Prime.
Oh, no, yeah, I wouldn't.
Prime Video. I don't know. I watch some stuff on there, but I find myself like forgetting about it.
Yeah.
Whenever it's the only thing we have constantly, because we buy from Amazon. Anytime we want to buy something online, we just buy from Amazon and get it next day delivered for free.
True.
But I find that whenever we want to watch a movie and we're just like, oh, I wonder if that's on Prime. Yeah, it's on there. It's on Prime. All right,
Yeah.
cool. We just, I feel like every time we want to find something, it's just there.
It's on Prime.
I really
yeah.
fucking hate how Binge keeps scooping up all the new movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Although they are upgrading to 4K.
Finally.
Finally. And it's actually the normal plan. It's only $2 more a month, which is like fine, but it's 4K. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Binge?
Yeah.
Maybe not so fucked.
Yeah, people
so
need to
bad.
stop charging so much for their 4K plans. Like Disney Plus
Yeah.
and Netflix are kind of
Netflix.
egregious for it.
Exactly.
Well,
yeah,
Disney
I think
Plus isn't the
20
standard.
No,
4K?
sorry, I'm thinking of Stan.
Stan
Stan's
is
$22
way
a
too
month or something.
expensive.
Yeah.
yeah, because 4K is becoming so just
Prevalent.
yeah,
Who
it's just
doesn't have
becoming so
4K now?
natural now in what people have like 4K TVs.
I mean,
4K
I don't think. I
monitors
think you
and
have to go
whatnot.
out of your way to buy a 1080p TV. Like you
Yeah,
need to
like-
really look.
I
You have to
prefer
actually-
not to watch 1080p content on a 65-inch TV. It kind of looks pretty
It looks
bad.
kind of shit.
Yeah, it depends on how they
Yeah.
resolve it. Some
Yeah.
manufacturers do a pretty good job of resolving 1080p to 4K, but
No,
others-
it's more like with streaming services that offer both 4K and 1080p, they're just like, yeah, we're not going to make that look good.
Yeah, it's
We're going to drop that
yeah,
bit, right?
Yeah.
it is really tough to find a TV that's 1080p now. So I think it's just like since everything is becoming 4K, just like let 4K just be natural, right? Like just don't spend
it is a bit weird that they. I guess it's more. It costs more obviously to stream over 4K video, but I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway,
Anyway.
gaming.
A new Bloomberg report details many of Disney's internal struggles, which are said to have Iger ruefully joking about his decision to return. Okay, among the ideas reportedly floated among Disney executives is a bolder transformation from gaming licensee to gaming giant through an acquisition of a major publisher like Electronic Arts. Such a move will potentially give Disney access to the billions in annual revenue generated by EA Sports FC, Marvel. Fuck, I'm like off it. Madden NFL and EA's other microtransaction-fueled games. It would also fit well with ESPN, which Disney considers one of its major pillars. Alternatively, Disney could acquire some of the studios under the newly established EA Entertainment. Yeah, did you guys see this? Label, which includes BioWare and Respawn. Respawn, it should be mentioned, is the studio responsible for one of the most popular Star Wars licensed games in Star Wars Jedi Survivor. EA appears to be setting itself up for an acquisition by splitting up its studios into EA Sports and EA Entertainment divisions, which I didn't even see this. Didn't see this at all. Making it easier for a buyer to scoop up one part of its business or another. Ubisoft is another publisher that has been floated as a potential acquisition target. I would definitely not acquire Ubisoft, except for the IP.
Yeah, don't do that.
No one
I
wants.
kind of
no
wish
one,
that Xbox bought EA, but I mean, obviously that wouldn't go through anymore.
No,
I prefer
I mean,
Activision over EA, but
Hey, maybe maybe Xbox could acquire half of EA. Get
Yeah.
EA Entertainment, don't get EA Sports. Although that would make way more money for them.
fuck that.
Disney has a long history with games stretching back to the days of Disney Interactive Studios, which was responsible for releases like Disney Infinity and Epic Mickey. Disney wound up closing the studio in 2016. Iger, for his part, is said to be non-committal to the idea of expanding back into the gaming space. Disney Illusion Island, which was developed by Diala Studios, released earlier this year to mostly mixed reviews. Yeah, didn't hear about that game at all. It was apparently like a Metroidvania. Just
Never
kind
heard
of
of it.
came. It was. I think it was exclusive to the Switch, which is
Oh,
weird. Yeah,
okay.
Oh,
which is
odd.
why it kind of just came and went a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah. I mean, how do we feel about Disney
I
entering
don't know.
the video
I don't-
game business?
I don't
in a
like
bigger
because they
way?
don't have. I don't know.
I don't
hate
like
that
it
they're
either.
trying to enter with a purchase of EA.
Yeah,
I wouldn't like
kinda-
that.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, no, I'm not a big
It's
fan.
it's giving like Amazon, Google
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah,
Of
Yeah.
like,
what it
oh,
is.
we can do it. Just
Yeah.
chuck a bunch of money at this, and surely it'll stick.
Yeah.
And then they made Stadia and Luna, and
True.
what happened to those services? Luna's still
Yeah.
going
What's the
somehow.
Luna?
That's Amazon's cloud
Amazon's
infrastructure,
cloud. Yeah.
Okay.
cloud gaming service. That's only in the US, nowhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like this.
No.
I honestly, I don't like the idea of a massive mega corporation like just barging their way into the gaming space.
Just like throwing money at the wall.
With
and
you
just
have to
buying it.
imagine without the expertise they kind of need to enter it well, which is what you've seen with the two previously mentioned massive corporations like. And also like poor EA. Like if they acquire EA, like
Yeah.
man, what would that even look like? Like would they just keep letting them do their own thing? I don't know.
I doubt
I
that
don't like
somehow.
it. Don't like it.
Yeah,
Not
not,
about-
a fan.
not
I
about
feel
it.
like they'll lean more into getting Marvel IPs going and whatnot, and just going at that. That's what they would do, I think.
I
It's
like
actually
the,
surprising how they haven't really capitalized on the Marvel IP. to
Yeah,
be
they
honest.
totally could have a lot more.
Oh my god, so many more.
I like that the person who wrote that specifically mentioned the microtransaction heavy games that they would want to buy.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's probably the reason why they would want to buy them.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, as I said, access to
FIFA
billions in
and
annual
Madden.
revenue with
Yeah.
EA Sports FC, which actually funny. So the way technically EA Sports FC is the biggest new IP of the year because it's
Because it's
Tech-
yeah,
technically a new IP.
it's FIFA.
Yeah, exactly. Had 11 million players in the first week, which is
Is that
wild.
normal?
I think it's bigger than usual,
Okay,
which is interesting.
Interesting.
that's weird. I thought it would be smaller because
I guess
people
it's
would
just
be
like they're like, oh, this is a good jumping off point because it's like a
Yeah,
new
oh, yeah,
brand.
yeah.
Like even though like FIFA, like you can jump in at any year. It's not like I need to
So-
play the other 20 FIFA games
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
understand the
sorry,
story.
guys. I need to catch
like-
up on the story. I need to catch up on the story of FIFA. Like,
Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like it. I
it makes me feel icky. I don't know what it is, but like, it just makes me feel weird. Like, I'm not a fan.
the same thing if like Apple was like, oh, we're gonna acquire this massive publisher and
Yeah.
go to town on
Like, we're gonna
creating.
acquire Rockstar
We're gonna make
somehow,
these
you know what I
Apple
mean? Like-
exclusive. We're gonna make an Apple console, and there's gonna be these EA games
Oh,
exclusive to
fuck
our Apple
me.
console.
Yeah.
you even imagine that.
To be
Apple
fair,
console.
Apple TV. I feel like I'm a massive shill for Apple TV Plus, but that shit fucking slaps.
You
man.
do rep
Like,
it
that's-
quite hard.
That
Yeah.
is literally the best streaming service out there, guaranteed. Like not
Make
even
an Android app. I might use it.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah,
so
exactly.
good. It's literally like Apple TV Plus is just straight up quality over quantity constantly. Like every time they release a new show, it's like, oh, this is actually really good, or it's interesting, or and they got a Godzilla show, so and it looks really good, like visually.
Oh, yeah, they did have a
Um,
Godzilla show. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's and I think the new Scorsese movie is done by Apple,
okay.
and Apple's doing the good thing where they're not just releasing these like crazy, incredible masterpieces on streaming services immediately. They're putting it in cinemas first and then releasing it. Just a better way of going about it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
don't like it. Fuck
just,
you.
Yeah, no,
Don't
no,
do it,
fuck
Disney.
you.
Please
yeah,
don't.
Fuck you.
Unless they want to start making their own games first and give it a go. That's what
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe it's a little bit of hypocrisy because like Microsoft sort of bought their way into the industry in a certain way as well, but
They already had Xbox though.
Yeah, they already had
They're
Xbox
already a
that was
massive
going
but
really
even to
strong.
like start with Xbox, like they bought Bungie.
Yeah.
So I guess that's sort of like buying their way into it.
True.
Like without Halo, Xbox original is nothing
True.
for the most part.
True.
Good foresight though to buy out
Yeah.
Bungie off the bat though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nah. Please don't.
I do feel like that's different from then to now though, because of how much bigger
so
the
early.
gaming scene is.
Felt so early
right?
in the
I feel like
in
it's
the
much
late 90s.
bigger now. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and I just think it's so hard. Like you really can't bring in a new player into the space at this point. I think
No.
Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo have sort of just like taken that, and that's
Yeah.
that's the status quo now, and it's really tough to like
Oh,
introduce a
you don't
new
know,
aspect.
Sega's coming back. They're about to
Sega.
release a new console.
God.
Surely.
The Sega Genesis 2.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Sega Saturn 2. Let's do it.
How'd that
I
go?
still
They
can't
actually
believe
released
you know
that?
the story of the Sega Saturn where
What?
at E3 that year they announced that it was out today, but they told no publishers
Yeah.
and stores.
No games.
So we released it and there were no video games at launch because all these developers are like, what the fuck do you mean it's out today?
It's not
we thought it
ready."
was out in 6 months. And it sank their console business. So
that's
yeah,
really
maybe
funny.
don't do that. It's
That's
just
really
so
funny.
funny. They just didn't want it to leak, so they didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, that's a pretty stupid business move.
That's fucking crazy,
They
dude.
didn't
Like
want
that
it
is
to release,
wild.
and they released it without even the developers knowing. Oh, that's so good.
That
That's
would
so
never
funny.
happen now. You know what I mean? Like that's just that weird like mid '90s business where it's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
And going
what
out
the-
to buy a console and being like, oh,
Yeah,
that's it.
Nothing is.
I have a
nothing.
console.
yeah. You just buy. It's like, okay, do I get a game with this? Like, oh no, there's none ready yet.
There's actually
Like,
none out yet. In
Yeah,
6
there's
months
actually
there'll
no
be a
game. Now
game.
wait a couple of months, and you get one in a couple months.
I'm
Don't
sure
worry.
there was maybe like one, but there weren't a lot of games.
Yeah.
Because yeah, they just said it's out now.
Such
That's-
a strange thing to do with a console.
Yeah, that is
It's so funny.
very very wild times.
very. Good.
Anyways, what you guys been playing this week?
Video games.
Last 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's 3 weeks. It
like,
has
we've
been a
got, I feel
while.
like we've got a stack of games to talk about. 'cause
Yeah.
been a little bit. Ben, how's Final Fantasy 16 going?
Yeah, you know. So okay. So, I'll quickly start off because when you were talking about it, JB, when you were talking about Final Fantasy 16, I was sitting here and I was like, you know, I'm gonna pick up this game eventually. It looks pretty good. I don't know if I'm really gonna enjoy it. Right? It looks like a good game. That's it. And then I was over. I was over in the city for a little while. So I was like, you know, I brought my PS5 and I was like, you know what? I'll pick up Final Fantasy 16 and we'll give it a shout. And damn, this game's fucking good. It is really, really good. Like you can definitely see the issues that some people have had with the game, but like even like with those, I'm still really enjoying.
How far into it are you? I'm curious.
I'm trying to think without spoiling it.
Or just how many hours?
About 10 hours into it. I'm not that far. Yeah, I've just gotten to a point where Clive leaves the first settlement.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just. Yeah.
Like oh, I see.
You know what I
Wait,
mean?
What age range is Clive at this point? How
Good. He's older than this guy. Older than this one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
I'm pretty. Yeah.
I
So
can't
yeah,
remember
no,
how many jumps there are, but
there's. I've had like 3 so far.
I think there
really-
are. I think there are 3.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. But like, one thing I love about this game, and what's so cool is that like the scale with the dominance and how what are they called again? Icons. How dominance and icons work, and the scale of the game is so cool. Like
Very
when you're
impressive.
playing in the first fight and you're running through and the 2 dominants are fighting each other, and the land is just getting fucked up.
Completely
It is
destroyed.
so cool.
And this
Like,
is this world's like tactical nukes. Like when they come
Yeah.
out, like everyone dies. No one
Yeah,
wins.
it's insane. It's actually insane. And it's like really cool because and also the prologue, like is one of my favorite prologues I've had, where it starts off with you playing as an icon and you're fighting another one, and it's something small. It's just a cool
You
little
don't get the
starting bit.
context.
Yeah, and then you get the context of what the fight's happening, and it's just so sick. And like when you
Yeah.
actually finally get that context, like it's just overall a really cool game. And like you brought this up beforehand, but how you have in-game the lore, where you can basically open up a history book. I didn't realize how useful that would be until you start playing more and more of the game, because you just get
So many
the
characters.
details. Yeah, you get so many
Yeah.
details on characters and whatnot. And what I love is it updates. So like this chick here, I forgot her name.
Oh man, I forgot it too.
Yeah, I
It's so
forgot her
long.
name, but like it starts off and you have like a little bit of information about her. But like the more and more you meet her, you get more and more information about her and her past and how it works and whatnot. And it's really cool. It's really well done. And like this story just it has like I really like how it started off slow. It builds up all the characters and whatnot, and then just fucking goes wild. It just goes crazy with how
And the
everything
thing is,
goes
like,
off.
it'll just continue to build. Like
Yeah.
every consecutive boss fight is better than the last. And as I
Yeah.
said, like the last 90 minutes of this game are like fucking mind blowing. Like maybe the best
Yeah.
90 minutes of a game this year, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm really excited. I haven't been able to play that at all. Like this last week, I'm gonna play it probably again in the next couple of days and probably finish it off. But like seriously, man, it is just it's so good. And I see what you mean. The OST is actually phenomenal. Like the soundtrack.
I just want it to
dude.
be nominated for Game of the Year, so we hear like the Game Awards orchestra play
Yeah.
"Find the Flame." I need to
Dude.
listen to that be played in like a with
And,
all the
like-
different games. Like like can you imagine like at the end of the year having like Zelda's like
Oh my
main
God, oh
theme
yeah.
with like Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16,
Yep.
Spider-Man. You assume like
Oh,
it's gonna be incredible,
dude,
man. There's been so
it's-
much. Dude, I don't know what wins best music this year.
yeah.
There's been so many
good games.
fantastic OSTs.
Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
about Breath of the Wild's Wicked song,
Yeah.
the one that you never hear.
Yeah, yeah. Like just
Yeah.
And I see what you mean, Jamie, as well. The voice acting in this game is really good. Like it is so
Top
good.
tier.
Yeah, like it's actually like because like I came from Baldur's Gate before this. And Baldur's Gate also has really good voice acting, but this one definitely has better voice acting. Like it just has
Really?
more emotion. I feel
Yeah.
like it just has more emotion inflicted out from the characters that you definitely feel, especially going through it. Especially like off the start, in the prologue where Clive is very upset because something is happening, if you know what I mean, Jamie.
Yes,
In the
I know
prologue,
what you mean. Yeah.
And him just screaming for it to stop. Like just
So
that
real.
moment. It's just so
Raw.
guttural. Yeah. It's just yeah.
I honestly think Ben Starr, who voices Clive, has to win best.
yeah,
actor.
dude. He just such a
has
good
to
job.
win.
He does such a good
Best
job.
performance this year because like he carries the game to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like his performance through all his different eras, essentially, phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah. And the combat also really good. Like it feels very chunky and it hits really hard as well. Mixing through between your different Phoenix abilities and some of the other abilities you get later and whatnot. You start mixing through them and they
Be surprised how many abilities you keep getting.
Really?
I
Really?
was like, oh, surely this is the last one. Oh no, here's another
There's
set.
more.
Oh, here's another set. Here's another set. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, like you keep getting abilities, and they all like. What I really love is that like each of the set, you have like the Phoenix, and you have like the Bird one. I forgot what. Yeah, and you have like all the different set of abilities and whatnot, and they're all different from each other. The Phoenix is very strong, raw, like power, and the Bird one's very quick, and you're like dragging people in and whatnot. It's just very well done. It pays
I love
really
that
well.
you can upgrade the abilities to the point where then you can use them with different icons.
Yes.
So
it's
you can
really
have
cool.
like, you kind of switch between I guess 3 different main icons,
Mm-hmm.
but that could have 6 different sub icon abilities. Yeah, it's like
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you
it's
can
really
get pretty
sick.
deep with it for sure.
Yeah, and the story as well, really cool. I like the story. Like it explains itself really well, but it does a really good job where it's very simple. You can explain in a couple of sentences, but it has a lot of deep interconnected like bits to it that like fleshes it out a lot more,
Totally.
which is really cool. My only complaint about the game is that the side quests are kind of like,
Yep.
like you're just shipping food to people, or you're going getting like some dirt. You know what I mean?
The worst thing about the side quests in this game is that there are some that are like absolute must play side quests, but they do not signpost the ones that you should absolutely play. Some of
Yeah.
them, so there'll be ones with the green icon have a plus.
Yeah.
Those ones you should definitely do
need to
because
do,
they
yeah.
give you new stuff, like new
Okay, cool,
abilities
yeah.
and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some like bog standard side quests that are actually like really good that totally look the same to like go here and pick 3 flowers. It's like, oh come on, man, this is like
Yeah.
so MMO. Like that was
Yeah.
my biggest issue with this game is the pacing. If you do all the side quests, is
it goes
kind of
stop
horrendous.
and go.
Yeah.
Like I'm feeling that as well. Like there's moments where you're literally fighting as an icon against another one, and then you go, oh, I need to go pick dirt now.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it just
yeah,
stops
exactly.
and goes, man.
There's a bit of whiplash with some of
Yeah.
the missions in the game.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
like, oh man, like literally the second to last quest,
Mhm.
you will get 10 side quests to do.
Oh shit.
And it's
okay,
like,
yeah.
I feel like a lot of people probably just thought, fuck it, I'm not doing these 10
Yeah.
side quests. I'm going straight to the end. I did those 10 side quests, and there were
Yeah.
some that were actually really good. And
Really
it's like,
good.
damn, I would honestly recommend finding a list of like people's like must play side quests just to skip the
Yeah,
ones
just
that
go
are
do that
bullshit
one.
because
Yeah.
there are definitely some ones that they give you no kind of story or anything really interesting at all.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's the one downer for the game
Yeah,
for sure. It's like some of
100%.
it feels very filler-esque.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling it a lot as well. But like, it's not ruining the game for me as well.
Totally.
Like, I'm still really enjoying the game and how the game actually plays and whatnot. It's just, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely up there and one of my favorite games this year. 100%. This game's real good, man. It's real good.
I wish the frame rate held a little bit more.
Yeah, like the
it does
first
drop quite
icon
a bit.
fight, not the first one, the prologue, but the first one after that, where you
Mm-hmm.
play and you're versing like the wind icon, that dropped a lot for me. That kept dropping
Yeah,
so much.
it definitely barely holds 60 a lot of the time.
Yeah,
It's more in
yeah.
the mid 50s to 40s.
Mhm,
Which is unfortunate because it's like it's obviously better than 30.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, it does suck that it does drop quite a lot. I'm curious to see how the PC version holds up when that
Yeah,
finally
very much so.
releases.
Very much
'cause
so.
Very curious
Um,
how that's going to run at like 4K 120 and stuff.
Yeah. But overall, I want to get it done before Spider-Man next week because that's going to take up so much of my time. I'm hopefully going to get it done before Spider-Man.
Oh, man, so close.
It's coming next week, man. I didn't realize Spider-Man was actually coming next week until I had to like do my schedule, and then I looked at my phone and I saw my calendar. I said, "Don't do anything today. Spider-Man's coming out." That's what my schedule was for that day. I realized that was next week, man. So yeah,
So close. So close.
so close, so close. Wait, Nathan, you're playing Spider-Man 2, right? When it comes out, or are you
Oh,
you
at
leaving
some
it?
point.
At
No,
some
if I
point,
play
yeah,
it
yeah.
the first day. I don't usually like instantly play games. I don't.
Yeah, you kind of wait a second.
Yeah, there are very few games that I'm like ultra excited for.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Alrighty. Okay.
How's CS2 treating you, Nathan? Or how did it treat you? Because I know you've.
Yeah, well, we played the same amount. I think I
Yes.
played like one more match than you probably,
Yeah.
maybe two more. Yeah, I mean it's CS:GO with a few changes here and there to like a few random things. Some of it is better. Obviously, the game looks heap better. Most of it doesn't feel any different, to be honest. And I think our main complaint with it was just that it feels like a dated game because it is. It barely changed enough from CS:GO, and I think a lot of people will be happy about that. But from my point of view, I think it feels like a over 10-year-old game, and it still feels like that.
Totally. Yeah,
nice.
I'm sort of in the same vein where
Yeah.
it was nice revisiting CS again. I don't know how much more of it I'm going to play, to be honest. Just because you sort
Bro,
of
the
have to
time
be
commitment
really
too,
into
to
it.
rank.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, the
insane.
rank up it takes way too long because
Yeah.
it's 10 wins to get your rank. Plus, if you're just playing competitive, it's 10 wins per map to get ranks on each map. And it's
Yeah.
that's absolutely insane.
Even if you're playing Premier, like with I think most, gold-ish players have like a 50% kind of win rate. It's on average like 20
Yeah.
matches to get a rank. That's
Yeah.
insane. That would take
And
ages.
if you tie,
Yeah.
it's on a win. So
You
like
don't get anything for a
we
time?
no.
Oh my
and we
God.
You know
literally like
changes, but you can't see it until you get the rank.
yeah.
Oh my god.
The last time we played, we did 3 matches that went to overtime. And so the matches ended up being like an hour and 10 each,
Yep.
maybe a little less. Like
It didn't count for anything for us because we
So-
don't have
No.
ranks.
yeah. Yeah,
you've
so
been-
it was like this is insane, dude. Like it's
So-
just
I know that we were discussing. We got a little confused. How does the rank system actually work? Because I know we got confused last time we were discussing it. Do you still have no idea?
what
or-
so you just
Premier's
play you
pretty
play
simple.
yeah, you play Premier and then after 10 wins you get your rank.
Okay.
And it's just a
Um,
number between 1 and
is it match
30,000?
specific or
Yeah.
is that
What's up?
something? Is it still match specific? Because before it was like it was saying.
So
that it
map
was match
specific is for competitive.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah,
And
yeah,
then Premier does trickle down though to competitive.
yeah.
So if you eventually get 10 wins on a certain map, that will then trickle into competitive. So the way I think
think
the best way
competitive
to,
is honestly almost like a non-competitive playlist, and
It's
Premiere
like-
is the actual competitive playlist.
Totally.
It's kind of weird.
yeah, competitive is sort of like has become the casual playlist,
Yeah,
I guess,
pretty
because
much.
like Premiere seems like, as you said, it's like that's the proper competitive playlist, and then if it feeds into act like the named competitive, like there's no reason not to do Premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. I guess
Yeah, it
that's
looks
what I
nice.
could say. It looks nice.
It does look
It's
nice.
but yeah, it's CS. It's still CS, and I mean that's obviously that's what people want. Like,
Yeah,
and
people
even
would bitch
people are
more
still
about it.
complaining at some changes that they've made.
If they change the
the-
movement fully, that'd be the end of the CS.
The sub, what is it? The sub tick rate system
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, eh?
doesn't really work as intended. I feel like the Pika's advantage is actually worse in this game than it was in CS:GO. Maybe I just forgot about how bad it was in CS:GO, but some of the clips I've seen is literally like the person doesn't see the guy go around the corner and they're dead.
Yeah.
And then they look at the other angle and the person obviously peeks around, but because it's so fast, they don't see
Yeah.
the combatant at all.
You move really quick in CS, and also you get your accuracy back way quicker, so you can wide swing way faster, as opposed to something like we're very used to Valorant, where you have to be standing almost completely still to get your accuracy back. But
Totally.
in CS, you move back to like 50%, 25% speed, and you've got almost all of it back, and you can kill someone so quickly.
Totally.
You don't have to like micro peek a corner.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, yeah, obviously the maps look really great. I love the overhaul they've done to them. I do like the smoke changes
Yeah, they're cool.
well, to an extent. I feel like you could, if you go into a smoke, I'm fucking blind. Like I
Bro,
can't
they're
get
so
through it.
blinding.
I cannot get through a smoke. I like at this point, I'm just sitting in the smoke waiting for it to dissipate, and then by then they'd probably see me and I'm dead. Like in CS:GO, I felt like I could like go through a smoke, but in this game, I feel like it's like a fucking Blair Witch scenario where I go through the smoke and I end up in a different realm.
Yeah, no,
like
I always end up running into a wall, and I'll be like, I'm holding W, like I should be through the smoke by now, and I look up to my minimap, and I haven't moved in 10 seconds.
and the smoke dissipates, and I'm just looking at a brick wall. I'm like, well, okay, I guess I turned
So
somewhere here.
with the smoke, you can't actually see if you're
literally
hitting to
can't
a
see.
wall. Really?
And I feel like CS:GO, I feel like I could see a little bit.
It was a fog rather than a smoke, so you
yeah,
could still see.
yeah. So it's much more denser now. Okay, that's very.
And
funny.
yeah, it is cool that you can, when you shoot through the smoke, it does like parts, and you
opens
can
up.
throw a grenade, and it just dissipates for a second. You can like, there's some cool play opportunities there. But yeah, man, I can't go through smokes anymore. Like I just get so fucking lost in them. Like
Everyone push through the smoke.
Tim, what are you doing? Oh, well, this brick looks like brick. Like,
I would just love to see it. It's like you see for like a caster's perspective. Like, okay, everyone's going through the smoke, and you see it. You look at the other side, and no one's entered through. For like 10
everyone's
seconds,
just
they're all
looking
stuck.
at a wall.
Yeah, they're all stuck on the inside.
Yeah,
And this is
it's,
a CS:GO problem. I'm sure everyone who played it is used to it, but my god, the amount of grenades you can use is just fucking ridiculous.
4 grenades per person. It's 20
Really?
grenades
It's
going
4?
off. Yes, you can
Holy
have one of each
shit.
grenade.
We had one match where the whole enemy team was really onto it, and we were dying from grenades constantly. They were just like,
They were chucking every grenade possible. They would throw the flash to flash you, then they'd throw the like the proper like the
frag?
the
yeah, the
frag,
impact.
Yeah.
and then they'd throw the fucking insin. Oh, they'd throw the smoke and then the insin, and which doesn't get rid of the insin, so you're like in the smoke, fucking burning up because the
But you can't see where you're going anymore, so you're running around trying to get out.
it's the grenade spam is worse than Halo. It's definitely worse than Halo, which is like very impressive, honestly. And I'm not sure if they're just like if the money you get is more than CS:GO, because I just feel like I don't remember this much nade spam in CS:GO.
Yeah, I don't know if they changed the economy.
Yeah, because the util seems like it's way more viable and maybe too viable because everyone's fucking spamming that shit. But yeah, I think I will probably go back and try it a little bit more, but it's definitely not something that I'm gonna be like, this is my main game. This is what I'm gonna play all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it, but I think Valorant did a better job. It's a more modern game. It feels better.
It's got the
and
modern
obviously-
sensibilities, yeah.
Yeah, the Die Hard. I think there's obviously a lot of issues with Valorant still from the heroes side. A mix of the two would be good, but it's just an old game.
Totally. Totally. Do you want to talk about Forza? I'm curious about.
Oh
Forza.
yeah. I don't really have much to say. I've only played like 3 hours of it, I think. But
good.
yeah, I mean, it's Forza Motorsport. It's good. The simulation driving is like crazy accurate now. It feels like it when you. It's not like because I played so much Horizon recently. That it's like coming at a corner at like 200 kilometers an hour. And I'm like, oh, I am in the dirt completely.
Yeah.
Like, so far.
I can't do that in this game.
Yeah.
And yeah, touching dirt, like it's very accurate. It like when if one of your wheels touches it, your whole car starts to really veer into it.
Sure.
And if you actually get all four wheels, you're basically just like stopping and slightly sliding out, rather than just like being able to drive like Forza Horizon, just driving over the fucking ground and just sending it. Yeah. I do really like Motorsport for that accuracy because it feels really nice, but yeah, it becomes boring very quickly. I wish there was a mix of Horizon and Motorsport, well, like the accuracy of Motorsport with Horizon's funness,
Open
but
world.
also there were some parts of Horizon that wouldn't work with the accuracy. Like but I really like Horizon just being able to like drive around the map, you know, going through like the rainforest and then the deserts and yeah, I think their maps are really
variety.
cool.
Yeah.
It's more just a variety thing and making it pretty. But as a game, I think this feels really good to play. It's a very good game.
I've actually heard Motorsport's multiplayer is really good. So
Cool.
it's for some reason, like I guess like previous Motorsport multiplayer hasn't been great, and they've like integrated a lot of what Horizon does from a multiplayer standpoint, and people have been loving just multiplayer. So I'm not sure what they've done specifically that's made it so much better than previous entries, but that's what I've been hearing. And I've also heard that the wheel support is fantastic, which is very good. Because
I think my bigger downside with the design of the game would be how you upgrade your cars.
Car PG.
That's
what they kept calling it, a car
pretty
PG.
much actually. Yeah. So to give you context of how it works, I don't think you know, but Seto, so you level up your driver level, and you can get more cars through that. But then you only unlock performance upgrades for your car through using that one car. And so after like 5 races, you might be able to unlock like 50% of the stuff for that car. But you need to use what's called car points, and you get those. You don't spend money; you spend car points, and car points are a lot harder to get than money. So you can only upgrade a certain amount of things for your car. And that's one thing that I really like about Horizon. You just buy a new car, you throw it in, and you just start upgrading. And you go, I want it to be like this. I want it to be like this. Like, I want it to be hard on the performance, but not too much power. With this, it's like you have to really slowly upgrade your car. And I think it means you have more total control over your car because you slowly get to know it rather than just throwing it at the wall. But
I think
it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, when they were like marketing the game, the reasoning they gave was like Horizon is like the car collector's game, whereas Motorsport is like you're sort of making your own, you're kind of curating your own collection of cars. Yeah, and so the idea is that what they want you to do is have a selection of cars that you really love and you learn to love by using it a lot,
rather
versus
than
just having. I mean, I've got so many cars in Horizon that I use like 5 of them. Like I don't really like use. There's not a lot of variety in Horizon when it comes to the cars I use. Like I've got my B class that I use a lot of the time, and then I have my B class that kind of works better on dirt. You know what I mean? Like it's not like
I started to really get into it.
50 different cars in Horizon.
I think I've got a list of about 40 that I use.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's just because I really got into customizing them.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like about Forza. But I think it would probably take like maybe 5 hours of driving just one car to get to a point where it's like I might actually be happy with it.
Yeah, that is a lot. Yeah, I think from what I saw from the reviews, the car PG elements were sort of the I fucking hate calling it that as well.
It is pretty much that though.
Yeah. Well, that was the moniker they gave it. I think that's the sort of like you either love it or hate it sort of deal. Yeah. And yeah, I think they'll probably end up tweaking it over time because I think that's the one thing that's holding people out from saying this is like a really, really fantastic game. But yeah, I'm very excited to try it out. This weekend I'm definitely gonna give it a go with the wheel and see how it goes.
Yeah, it feels great.
Also, dude, when you crank that game up with fucking full ray tracing, it's like, oh my god, this game looks insane.
It looks so good. Like,
yeah, it's very accurate. Just like I came straight from Horizon 5 where it's a very pretty game, like, you know, like showy.
Yes, this is very like realism, like trying to be photorealistic.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I saw people like having like the comparison of like Forza Motorsport with like Gran Turismo 7 and being like, oh, Gran Turismo 7 looks so much better.
Yeah,
but it's because Gran Turismo 7 is looking a little more showy.
Yeah,
it looks a little more like Horizon versus Motorsport's going for like the we want you to. It looks a little bit boring just because that's real life.
That's
life looks a little bit boring.
I thought it was Flight Sim. It like the music, the way that the menu was, like how it felt. I was like, this is a simulator. This is.
It has that same like design ethos. Yeah. Yep. Totally. Yeah, I'm very excited to give it a go, and I would be down to give some multiplayer a go.
Yeah, I'm down. Gotta play on my realism settings.
I'll crank it up. I don't give a fuck. I'll probably be. You'll look behind you, and I'll just be on the dirt, like crashing into a fucking wall. See, I feel like we fucked this up because now I was talking about 2 games back to back.
That's fine. That's my bad. I don't imagine.
I was just going off the time code.
I don't actually talk about Modern Warfare for that long, so like.
I might do Modern Warfare first.
Okay. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me just change the res over there.
You
so
gotta
Modern
download
Warfare...
an extension to get those automatically changing.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Be careful though, because there's one that has malware in it.
Right.
Anyway.
Fantastic. I love that. So Modern Warfare 3 beta. So I played last weekend a little bit.
Yes.
Because the PS5 beta was on and I was using controller. Oh, actually, so you can plug in a keyboard and mouse to a PS5 to play with mouse and keyboard on PS5.
That always feels whack though, doesn't it?
There is no way to change any mouse settings, or you can change keybinds, but only certain keyboards and mice work. So like this keyboard doesn't work.
That's interesting.
But
That's
the keyboard that I use with my work PC does work only if I factory reset it every time I turn it on to play on PS5.
But
so it acts like a keyboard.
Before it loads its custom values into it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's just a driverless keyboard. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's funny, like you'll plug in a mouse and it'll say keyboard connected. It's like the PS5 doesn't even know what this is, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is. It's impressive. Like it does actually take the wireless mouse, which I was surprised by. I thought I'd have to plug it in, but it actually...
Yeah, no, it doesn't see the difference. It doesn't know the difference.
Worked fine, which was good. But yeah, you can't change any mouse settings, so it's like at like...
Can you like change your inbuilt mouse sense on your computer before plugging it in, or does that not?
I don't think I didn't try it. I gave up on it. I was like, this doesn't feel great at all. And everyone is using controllers with like fucking crazy auto aim. So
Probably
I'm like,
some acceleration built in too.
Yeah.
yeah, it didn't feel right. So I was like, you know what? I'll just pick up the old controller and give it a go. Go back to the old days of using controller to play COD. And man, I'm dog shit. Man, I'm real bad. I'm really bad with the controller. Like, even though it has like insane aim assist, it feels like it's more insane than previous Call of Duties had. Like when we were playing Call of Duty, like Black Ops and Modern Warfare 2 original. Man, I hate that this is working on me. You know, like I hate that I play on these maps and I'm like, man, people are fucking 360 no scoping off the top of Rust again. And people are going on the crane and doing trick shots to end a team deathmatch match again. And people are talking in chat and shit talking each other in lobbies again. And it's like it's been really fun just like reliving old Call of Duty again with modern sensibilities and to kind of its detriment sometimes. So the thing with the new movement in like the new Modern Warfare is that you're a lot quicker, but the maps are designed for slower soldiers.
Yes.
So every map sort of feels like everyone's on crack. Like, because in my head I'm like expecting people to kind of show up on like High Rise, for instance, at a certain time because of how much I played it, but they show up way quicker, and so it's like I'm just caught off guard a lot by how quick everyone's moving around the map.
It's like the Halo Infinite Forge maps.
Totally.
From old games, yeah.
Yep, 100%.
Sprinting.
And so that's kind of been a bummer. I think some maps feel worse than others. Like I think Rust is like, you can't take Rust seriously, because if you take Rust seriously, you're going to be screaming and throwing your controller.
This looks stupid. Yeah.
It's honestly, playing Rust is like going on TikTok and just speed scrolling through videos. Like that's what it feels like. It's like fully like TikTok brain, like and it's not the most fun. Like it's not, Rust isn't that fun. Favela, I'm surprised I didn't really enjoy playing on Favela. Have enjoyed playing Skid Row and what's it called? High Rise. Yeah, High Rise and Skid Row have been really fun. But yeah, Estate, dog shit map. You know, I feel like
Still
I'm
a shit
learning a
map?
lot about like previous maps, and like they were always bad. Like
Yeah,
Estate bad
was
map.
shit.
Estate, you spawn on, I think it's either A or C flag. You're on the bottom of the hill. They've
That's
got
it.
a massive advantage. Like
Yeah.
they just snipe you, and it's nothing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
But I really do appreciate how they've like lovingly recreated these maps in like with like new graphics, and they look great and really fancy. And
Fucking Wokage War.
What the
I
fuck
know,
is
dude,
going on?
so that's the other thing. The spawns, they need a little bit of
Tweaking?
yeah, they need a little bit of love. Because basically when you spawn, you will see an enemy within 2 to 3 seconds.
Jesus.
Even when
Yeah, I'm
in like
saying that.
domination, where and this is Rust. I mean, Rust is like it's always been like this, where
Look
it's
how
like shit.
fast they're sliding.
Yeah,
and shit.
Yes.
Jesus
So they
Christ.
added slide canceling back, which means everyone is just like zipping around the map. The movement does feel I'd say a lot better than Modern Warfare 2. Like Modern Warfare 2, the second Modern Warfare 2.
The OG.
Very confusing. No, not the OG. The
Oh.
one
Oh,
from
sorry.
last year.
Yeah,
2019?
yeah.
20 oh, no, okay.
Where-
Dude, it's even more confusing because this is Modern Warfare 2 maps and Modern Warfare 3, but you're talking about
Yeah.
Yes. If there was any reason to think this was a DLC for Modern Warfare 2, and it's pretty obvious. And yeah, so like it feels a lot smoother to move around the map, but I think it's almost too smooth. Where, as I said, everyone's just like zipping around the map, and it's a bit hard to keep track of everything.
Yeah.
I might just be a boomer. Like I feel like these kids are like, oh, I can process all of this, but I'm getting kind of outplayed a lot of the time in this game. But yeah, man, they make a good shooter. Like it just feels Call of Duty's always felt good to shoot, whether it's like the sound design or like the way the hit markers sound, or just like ADSing and like the fluidity of just gameplay. Like they've got this down to a science at this point. And I really like that. A lot of the things that I really did not like about Modern Warfare 2 2022 have been fixed here. Like for instance, health. You have 150 health in this game, so it's more like Cold War TTK. Much nicer that way. I feel like it's way more. There's way more emphasis on aiming versus who sees who first.
Yeah.
The first weekend was a little bit annoying, where player visibility was really, really bad. Where like especially on a state, like everyone just melts into the background, and it was really hard to keep track of where enemies were. And there were constantly times where I would just walk around a corner and get shot, and I was like, oh, there was someone there. Like I didn't even see them in front of me, like looking at me. They have made it a lot better now, where the enemy name tags show up more prevalently. This is from the first weekend, so you can see like the names are just like a little red diamond above their head, so it's like you barely see it. Now it shows their full name, so it's a little more like proper. How you kind of expect it to be.
Bro, this dude.
Yeah, bro,
He's playing. I think.
playing tactical shooter.
So he's playing. This mode is called Cutthroat,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's PvPvP. There's 3 teams.
Oh, okay.
And it's like search and destroy, I think, where you only have 1 life.
Yeah,
I
right.
think.
Okay, so that's why
That
he's playing with
explains it.
And it's
tactical.
round
Yeah.
based, so
Yeah,
that's why
okay.
he's being a little bit
Yeah,
cautious.
okay,
I haven't
that's
played
okay
this
then.
mode because I read it. I read the description. I was like, that sounds dog shit. Like, I'm just gonna stick to my domination, TDM, and hardpoint kind of style.
Let me go boomer mode.
It has been funny hearing people talk about these maps who clearly didn't play the original Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
Where like I was on Skid Row the first weekend, and these 2 Aussie guys were like, mate, Skid Row's fucking bullshit. What am I fucking doing? I can't flank these people. They're just sitting in a fucking corner with a sniper. And they're like, this map's dog shit. I hate it. And I'm like, man, it's so funny. Like these people clearly did not play Skid
the
Row back
original.
in 2009.
Yeah.
The problem with that I have with the TTK being, which I think it's a good balance of like die quick, but also there's a chance where you can escape someone shooting at you. The one-shot weapons sort of become super OP
Yeah.
in that scenario, where you could shoot them for like 3 or 4 bullets with your AR, and by the time you get to the 5th bullet, which would kill them, they've already sniped you. And so
Yeah.
I think upping the flinch would help a lot to kind of to the detriment of snipers. Just because it does feel a little bit ridiculous, where like I've had multiple times, and this happened in like a lot of the Treyarch Call of Duties, where you would be shooting them for what feels like ages, and then You get sniped.
Yeah,
like
that's
a
like that's
millisecond before.
BO2. Yeah, I remember that so much with like the KSG
Totally.
and Remington and whatnot and like snipers. Yeah, you just get absolutely yeah.
But I am really enjoying just being back, and I can't wait to see the other maps. Like I can't wait to see like oh god, what was the man, I forgot so many of the map names. Terminal. I can't wait to play Terminal again.
Mm-hmm.
And like I mean, all the Modern Warfare 2 maps are going to be in the game, which is really really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I wish there was some new maps. Like I think it's
It's
kind of
all old
weird.
maps,
It's
yeah.
all old maps, which is it feels a little weird to be paying for that, but and paying so
This
much
game's already
for it.
expansion. Look, you might as well just go more into it.
Hey, how much is this game?
110. So yeah, it feels a bit gross, and I don't like that Activision is getting away with it. But
Yeah.
I think I will. Think I'm going to stick with it because it is fun, and it does feel as close to an old school Call of Duty as a new school Call of Duty game has felt in a long time. And I think from what I've heard, like the rumor is a lot of the seasons are going to be like each season is going to be sort of celebrating a different era of Call of Duty.
Okay.
Where because this is the 20th anniversary of COD this year, and so I think they said like there's going to be like a Black Ops centered season where they'll bring some remastered Black Ops maps into the game, and it's like
Oh,
that's
that's
cool. Like I like the idea of this being like a massive celebration of COD.
Yeah, just being a
for its
celebration of it,
20th
yeah.
anniversary. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward
that's
to seeing how that goes. Hopefully there's no pay to win bullshit, which sort of did infect Modern Warfare 2 to an extent. There were some guns like blueprints you could get that allowed you to see the minimap when you aim down sight, which is like a huge
No,
advantage.
it's a very big advantage. Yeah.
And I sort of wonder why they're not bringing the Modern Warfare 2 2022 maps over to Modern Warfare 3. Like they're kind of leaving them behind, and there's like 25 maps. And I'm like, just bring them over. Like,
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like that's just content right there. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird situation, and I think it would have been better if this was just an expansion. But
Yeah.
which clearly it was meant to be. I'm curious what the campaign's going to end up being as well. And also, Modern Warfare Zombies actually seems like it might be cool.
It looks
As you
interesting.
said.
I want
It's
to wait.
like
And see. I
zombies
want to wait and
mixed
see what
with
reviews are because I was
DMZ.
thinking about picking it up. But yeah, I'll wait and see.
Hey, might just wait a year and it's out.
Yeah, it'll just come
It's
out on Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
So
Might as well wait for that.
yeah, totally. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, and it's probably the best feeling Sledgehammer game ever. Mainly because it's just it's an Infinity War game. So
War game, yeah.
yeah.
Cyberpunk.
So that is Modern Warfare 3. I've also been playing a shit ton of Cyberpunk.
Yes.
It's funny, I've got here like Cyberpunk 2077 / Phantom Liberty. I can't really talk too much about Phantom Liberty because I've sort of been swept up in just replaying 2077 again. Just the old content with the new stuff. And this game is fucking brilliant now. It is so good. They've made so many great changes. So for instance, car combat feels really good, feels really fun. So you can now buy cars that have like rockets and machine guns on them, but you can also just hang outside out of the car and shoot with a pistol, SMG, stuff that you can hold with one hand. And yeah, it's really cool. There's a lot of like, there's some new like car contracts that you can kind of pick up in the world, where you have to go steal a car, and then you'll get like a variety of like, oh, there's people chasing after you, and you got to kill them or escape them, and you use the car combat for that kind of stuff. Or there's like a timer based kind of thing with that. You got to get there in a certain amount of time, or you need to get there without damaging the car too much. And those, I think, are the repetitive quests you can keep doing forever, infinitely. And there are some rewards attached with doing a certain amount of them too. Other new stuff is like the cyberware is all completely changed. So the way it works is you have, I believe, 12 total slots to slot in certain pieces of cyberware. And those will have different stats that will improve things like stealth or blade damage or blade deflection or stuff that you kind of build into certain things with that cyberware. And then that cyberware has different levels of rarity that you can either upgrade or just buy certain higher rarities from certain Ripperdocs. And that feels really good. Like, I feel like it's a really great way of investing in your character. And I'm pretty sure his or her hands and arms look different the more cyberware you install.
That's cool.
And so by the end, you're kind of like, I'm fully maxed out with like completely like yellow, all highest rarity stuff. And she like looks very different to how she did at the beginning, which is very cool. Like it feels like my character is actually like growing as I play the game. And the cyberware stuff is not necessarily something you have to even engage with. Like it's like you can be like, I'm gonna go without cyberware. I don't know why you would, because there's some really fucking cool stuff included in that cyberware, but you could if you wanted to. What else is new? A lot of the I see. It's funny. I'm not sure if it's so there are some side quests where it feels like they've added extra stuff onto them, but I can't tell if it bugged when I played it in 2020 and they just didn't play these extra little cutscenes, or if they're actually new. So for instance, like I had a gig where I had to save someone from a hospital that had been taken over by Maelstrom. And I remember doing it in 2020, and I sort of just went up to her and said, "Oh, we got to go." And she's like, "Okay." And then we kind of walked out of the complex, and that was it. But when I did it this time, she was operating on a Maelstrom guy who was going into cardiac arrest. And then she was asking me like, "Oh, can you get that? Can you get me gauze and get me some stuff to save this guy?" And you can choose to be like, "No, we got to fucking go," or
I don't
you
think
can
that
help
was in
her.
there. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
And or you can, help her save this Maelstrom person. And choosing to help her save the Maelstrom person, she gives you a cash bonus for helping her. And I guess if you obviously don't help her, she'll be like not happy with you. And there's other examples too where there's like different conversations with the NPC you're saving or talking to. Like there was one where I had to infiltrate this base where they were creating illegal BDs. And it was like a father and son kind of joint. And I infiltrated this place, found them, and then there was this conversation with the father and son saying, "Oh, we need the food and we need food and water. Like we need to do this. We'll be on the street if we can't continue this." And I was like, "Nah, fuck this. You're literally like kidnapping kids and killing them, and then making BDs out of it to sell to people who are fucked up." And so I killed the father's son, and he reacted accurately and was like had this whole spiel of like, "No, my son, like what have you done?" Like, and I was like, if I didn't kill the son, or if I killed the father, does the son have his own like dialogue too? Like,
reaction, yeah.
And I was like, this is just a gig, and it's got like this whole like, and I felt really bad because like it was a really good performance, but I don't know who voiced the father, but he fucking nailed it. I was like, shit, dude, I feel like I fucking killed this kid. Like I feel like I killed this guy's son. And that was just a gig, and I was like, man, that fucked me up a little bit. Like I feel really, really bad. And so yeah, there's like these, and I'm not even sure if they're new or not, but it feels like they just work now. I don't know. It's been really nice playing through the game and not every few seconds experiencing a bug or a glitch or something that takes me out of the game. Because it's just been one of the most immersive RPGs I've ever played, being in first person, and just like I even drive in first person. Like I never do the third person driving, even though it feels better. Just because I'm like in it, like I'm in V's perspective the entire time. And just like so many things that I took for granted in 2020, where like just the framing of certain dialogue options, and like I didn't realize, but when you go visit the blue head woman in the club, and then you meet Judy that way, she's actually talking to Judy before you go up to the bar. You wouldn't notice that unless you recognize that character. So there's like little things that like tie the world together. When you go visit Rogue in at that bar, she's actually talking to Panam before you meet her.
Oh, that's cool.
And you see Panam like storm off, and you're like, obviously, if you know who that is, you're like, oh, that's cool. Like it's a cool little extra thing. But the first time playing it, you just don't know who that is.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it's just been a really great experience replaying through this game again, and I can't wait to get to the Phantom Liberty stuff. But I'm sort of saving it because I've heard, and even from the little bit I played, like it is the best content in the game. Like it's so far above what they did in Cyberpunk 2077, where there are like just the quality of the graphics and the voice acting and the mission design. It's like, damn, they fucking nailed this shit, dude. Like it's so worth a full playthrough again. Just to get to the Phantom Liberty stuff. You can actually, I think you can start doing the Phantom Liberty stuff just after meeting the Voodoo Boys. But I don't think that's the best spot to actually start that quest chain.
Mhm.
I feel like it because there's a new full ending. I think it makes more sense to leave it actually right to the end. So then you go from the end of Phantom Liberty straight into the end of the game.
Yeah.
So my plan is I'm gonna do the base game endings, and then do Phantom Liberty, and then do the Phantom Liberty ending. I think.
Mm. Mhm.
And yeah, it's this is one of my favorite games of the year.
There you
Basically,
go.
like it's pretty fucking fantastic, and
Yeah.
uh, it does make a lot of the issues from Starfield stand out a lot more than they did.
Yeah,
when
I
I
heard a
played it.
lot of that. I've heard a lot like this has made like just like the small things like the issues of Starfield just
The
bring
loading
out.
screens. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I've complained about it at length, but like yeah, it's just it's so impressive that I load into this game and then there is never another loading screen again unless I like wait for an NPC or whatever.
Yeah.
So impressive technically, and it's such a disappointment that they're ditching this engine for Unreal Engine 5.
Oh,
Like,
they are. Yeah.
come on, like dude, this is like one of the most technically impressive games ever, and
Mhm.
I think it's a mistake them ditching it, to be honest,
Mhm.
because it's just like no other game is doing what Cyberpunk does, straight up.
Yeah.
I didn't even talk about how good path tracing looks, because like I did look at when they did that, like the RT Overdrive update last year, I guess.
Mhm.
I gave it a look and I was like, wow, this looks really, really great. But then I kind of stopped. I was like, I'm just gonna wait for the inevitable expansion that was coming out. And playing through this game with path tracing on, it's like this game, like it's like a complete overhaul of how this game looks. Like you look at comparisons of like ultra ray tracing versus path tracing, it's like it just ties the scene together way better. Where everything feels more in the world versus like separated. And NPC, like even just like the general NPCs look so much better with like actual real lighting bouncing off their faces, and proper shadowing in cutscenes, and yeah, incredible
There you go.
game.
Yeah.
If you for some reason if you have not played Cyberpunk yet, now is the time, because it's now a fantastic RPG.
Mhm. Very good. Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, I think it's time to do the 100,
Mhm.
which, if you don't know, is when we are building a list of the top 100 games, one each every week.
Objectively, you can't argue.
Yeah.
This
Cannot
is the
argue.
objective
We are
list.
right.
There is
We-
no other choice other than what we are choosing. Who would like to go first?
I just need to pick where my spot is actually gonna be.
Alright, Jamie, you go then.
I am going to pick. I'm gonna pick Need for Speed Underground 2.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Because I think that's the best Need for Speed game. I loved the customization in that game. I loved how the world I loved how it was always, and at least from what I can remember, it was always at night. And so like I played the shit out of Underground 2. I loved every moment of it. I think it's the peak of the Need for Speed franchise, and it's just loved customizing my car in that game. So I hope Need for Speed goes back to what made Underground and Underground 2 so good. I'm gonna put it at number 56. Not too high, but I really do think it's one of the great racing games.
Do you want to go next, Nathan?
Yeah. Yeah. Similarly, I actually wrote this one as the next game I was gonna pick a month ago. I'm adding Forza Horizon 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can't believe that wasn't already here. I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Have there been any other Forza games?
No.
No. Yeah. Wow.
And I'm putting it close to yours. Wanted to put it above the Bethesda games. I was happy with that.
Yep. I'm putting Baldur's Gate 3 on the list.
Is that not on here?
It's not on the list yet.
Oh.
Yep, not been put on the list yet.
It's all right.
It's all right.
I mean, it's alright.
It's all right. It's okay. I'm going to put it at 44. I want to put it in top 50, but I didn't want to put it too high because I want to make sure I didn't have any
Better
much
than
bias or-
Geraldo.
Yeah.
How could you?
How could you?
Yeah. We know it's a good game, but yeah, I didn't want to put it too high because I do think that the third act does let it out quite a lot. I think the third act is like the first two acts, I think are literally near perfect. I think the third act it really struggles.
We've each got one more game and then a final one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Jamie,
my God.
have we added Cyberpunk yet? I guess
No.
you might have to add that next week if you want it.
Added as the 100.
Have you,
Surely.
have you played it, Ben?
No, I've not played Cyberpunk yet.
Yeah. So that,
Yeah, yeah,
Fuck,
no,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I
have
was
to
waiting.
add it
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was waiting for Phantom Liberty. I was waiting for Phantom Liberty, which I am gonna play it. But yeah, now there's too many games coming
Not
out.
before
So.
we get the 100th one.
Yeah,
Shit.
So yeah, we have
what
three
the
more
fuck is the
games.
100 going to be then?
we have 3 more games.
Yeah, one each.
Shit. Okay.
Damn, all right.
Okay. Okay.
Well, that has been episode 44. Jesus, I'm fucking man, I'm so off it today. Episode 34 of the 71st Hour podcast. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, we'll be back next week with more gaming goodness. And Spider-Man 2
Oh, very
next
exciting.
week. First impressions of that. I can't fucking wait.
Ooh, so excited.
We'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.